Hey everyone, my name is Brianna. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Simply Social Work. Today's video is going to be quite a bit different from my other videos. I'm going to share with you guys why I decided to become a social worker. For me, it was honestly more of a calling than a career decision, and it largely comes from how I grew up. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better, or if you're new to the channel, keep watching, welcome. If you want to know a little bit more about what social work is or about social workers in general, this isn't the video for you, but I'll link my social work series in the description box below. So in the interest of full transparency, this video is scripted and you'll probably be able to tell. I know most YouTubers just sit in front of a camera and talk, but this is an emotional one for me, right, especially right now. And it took me a while to find the words, so here and there is script. The structure is just helpful to me personally in order to be this vulnerable with you guys. I hope that works for you. It's not trying to be inauthentic, it's just what's supportive to me. And y'all know I'm a big believer in set yourself up to succeed, whatever that looks like. So with that being said, let's get to it. I knew I wanted to be a social worker when I was 12. My father was battling multiple sclerosis and struggling through another relapse. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, really briefly, MS is an autoimmune disorder where essentially the body's white blood cells attack itself. Everyone experiences MS a little differently, and the thing that always bothered me about it was just how unpredictable it really is. So for my dad, MS means a lot of nerve pain 24/7. And as a kid, it generally meant that he couldn't feel one side of his body, struggled to walk, and was really tired all of the time. He still worked, and when he came home, he usually went to bed soon after or struggled to stay awake to still spend some time with us. There's a few different kinds of MS. My dad had relapsing remitting when I was growing up, which basically means that he'd have a relapse, mostly recover, and then would go a few years before having another one. Relapses are brutal. There's no two ways about them. There's really no other way to describe it. But after, when he'd recover most of his functioning back, we would basically be a normal family. But there's no way to know when a relapse will hit or how bad it's going to be or how long the recovery will take. The only thing that you do know with MS is that each time is a little bit worse and you could lose a little bit less. So MS is considered degenerative because people who have it eventually lose the ability to walk or use parts of their body. It can also involve brain lesions, which is scarring on the brain, and therefore often has impacts on cognition like memory, personality changes, and problem solving. My mother was working 3 jobs to pay for his medication, which, yes, even here in Canada is a very real barrier to proper medical attention. Free healthcare does not mean free pharmaceutical or rehabilitative care, but that's a topic for another time. Let me know if you would even be interested in that video. Anyway, she spent the time that she wasn't caregiving making sure that I could have a happy and relatively normal childhood. We were struggling, hell, we still are. The medical system is a huge spiderweb, and trying to navigate it alone can be an absolute nightmare. There were some great staff at Sunnybrook and the MS clinic here, but we largely had to figure things out on our own. It was tough, and looking back now, there were so many resources or avenues that should have been available to us, but we didn't know that. Honestly, we didn't know anything because we fell through the cracks in the system. It was only at age 12 when things started to become a lot more serious with his condition that one of my dad's team, who was super surprised that this hadn't already been a thing, told my mom that they were going to get us a social worker, which y'all, is so funny now. My mom thought this meant I was getting taken away. So that's how little we knew about this stuff at the time. She thought that social workers meant CAS and that the hospital thought she was a bad mom. And this is actually a really common misconception, and I have a whole video debunking myths on the profession here on YouTube that you can check out if you want to learn more about that. But needless to say that no, they didn't think she was a bad mom, and the social worker was actually to help support us. So that was a game changer for us. So there was, finding out that there's someone whose entire job was to help a family like mine and to make sure that we weren't struggling by ourselves. Soon as that, and when you're 12, that's when they start thinking, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you can't just say a princess, which is annoying because that would be way easier. But when I'm thinking about these and I learn about this profession, they just clicked. Like right away, that was something that I felt that I had to do, because how many people could honestly say that they'd been through this and understood the emotions, right? The fear, the uncertainty, the frustration, and sometimes even just the anger that comes with this. It's an experience that's the opposite of the famous John Green quote. John Green quote. That's not even a blooper, that's just really hard to say. It's a roller coaster that rarely goes up, my friend. If you're wondering, shortly after a diagnostic meeting where we were told he wouldn't have long left, we were lucky enough to get 10 years symptom-free for my dad. I won't go into the details of that here because unfortunately the treatment isn't available anymore. It's not the cure that we all thought it was at the time, and I don't want to give anyone false hope because learning that was crushing. But either way, my family was incredibly grateful for the extra time that it gave us, cure or no cure. But in March of 2021, he did have another relapse, and his many small lesions, those scars on the brain, basically amalgamated into one very big fuck-off lesion, as I call it, and his diagnosis of MS has changed from secondary to primary progressive. So when I talk in other videos or over on my social media about caregiving and living with someone in the autoimmune community, I get it. And it makes me more committed than ever to what I want to do in my life. On the flip side, one of my mom's jobs involved looking after a young child with cerebral palsy. He wasn't supposed to live past a year, if that. He would never crawl, walk, or talk. I grew up in the world of occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech-language pathology, and medical emergencies. You know what? That kid is in high school now, doing absolutely all of those things. And my experience with his journey was completely different from that of my dad's because his family and us as caregivers didn't fall through any gaps in the system. They had a multidisciplinary team as soon as there was a diagnosis. We knew what resources were available, what programs he was eligible for, what funding was available. We never had funding. We didn't even know that funding was a thing. So it was a no-brainer for me. I needed to spend my life making sure that families like mine were supported the way families like his were. I wanted to help fill the gaps that are still as present in our system today as they were when I was a kid. I know how life-changing it can truly be. I know how much it matters. That's what my calling as a social worker is, and I've been striving for that pursuit ever since. Whew. So that's my story. Thank you guys so much for watching this video if you're here still at the end and giving me the space to share my journey. Like I said in the beginning, this was a really personal one for me, and I hope that at the very least it maybe helped you get to know me a little bit better as I continue to share my passion for social work and mental health on this little corner of the internet. I didn't know how it would go when I started this channel, but it's something that's become really important to me, and in 2022 I'm really going to commit more than ever to improving and making content that might help others or be an amusing break from the chaos that is the world right now. So again, thank you so much for watching. Take care, y'all.